Look at how beautiful you are. Oh, how are you today?
I am well. How are you?
I'm super fabulous.
Awesome.
Super, super awesome, fabulous.
Um, just a note for getting on this call. I had to use yesterday's link. I didn't get a thing on text. And then when I'm getting by on my calendar, it's just a Facebook link.
Okay, let me check that out right now. I don't know why this has to be this
I don't know. Technology at its finest.
way.
So that might be why the other girls aren't getting on yet.
Let's see here.
That's what happened to me on Friday. I couldn't get on. I try to use the old link and it just sat there and spun. So on Saturday I had market, so I couldn't get on.
That's so weird because it shows you, I'm just gonna share my screen here. But it shows that you are on and that you've accepted. It's got the Facebook link, but further down, it's got the join Zoom. So
I'll double check. Hang on a minute.
I'm
But I've
gonna,
been getting text as well saying like a half an hour prior to join the meeting,
yeah.
like the most times, but like it seems like I don't know, half the time I don't get those. So I don't know how that's whatever.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take you off and then I'm gonna add you back. Let's see. Let's save that.
Yeah, this just has this just has a Facebook link. There's no Zoom link.
That's so odd.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see here. There's Catherine. Okie dokie. So let's see. Fit and focus is pointing. Catherine, how are you today? And did you have any trouble getting on?
I did not have trouble getting on. I went to the Facebook page and there was the link. So yeah, I got right in. Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm doing okay.
Okay. Good. Good, good, good. Well, ladies, we're just gonna just get going and whoever joins. I am recording this so I can share it in the Facebook group a little bit later. There's Amanda Gleason. Amanda is joining us. So let's, hey, Amanda,
Hey,
you trying to get your fit and focus back on?
yes. My pants do not fit.
Well,
I don't know where you
back.
guys are, but I thought I would pop in. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're on the 30-day challenge and we're day 13 of the 30-day. So let me I'm gonna get Cart to send you the 30-day. We're basically doing what the fat freeze where we're eating the 4 meals a day, but we're incorporating beef. So we just added that. That's actually where we're at in the plan. So
Okay.
let me have Cart send you the 30-day guidebook. All right.
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna do a check-in first and scale of 1 to 5. How did you do yesterday on your plan? 5 is you were on plan, on point, all the way down to 1, which means plan? What plan? I wasn't on any plan. So let's just start with Lydia. So Lydia, go ahead and share.
Sorry, still trying to get children out of bed. Um, they're not being helpful. I'd say like a 4. Didn't get all my water in for sure yesterday.
Okay.
So, but doing well. I just did all my measurements and stuff this morning.
Mhm.
So I'm down, I'm down 19 3/4 inches. Right? And then I'm down 13.8 pounds.
That is fantastic, Lydia. And I can tell. I mean, just looking at you, you are slimming up, girl.
That's it. I'll be ready to go for summer.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
That's good news. So that deserves a little bit of celebration here. So let's get some celebration on. Yay! All right, all right. Catherine, your turn.
Okay, I didn't do so well yesterday. I was kind of all over the place. Got a little off track. Definitely not on my water. And it's so weird because I can feel that my stomach just is not digesting. I can feel that. And that doesn't happen very often because I'm pretty good about my water, but no, I'm drinking water today. So just a little bit of a challenge there, but
Yep,
I'll
gotcha.
get there. Yeah.
All right. So Amanda, you're just jumping on. So I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't.
maybe just share where you're at right now.
Well, I am wanting to get back on track and just get control of
Mhm.
my eating habits. Seriously, I can hardly get my pants on. So I need to get kind of back on track. So
Okay.
trying to kind of do it on my own, but we all know how that works. So I need the accountability of you ladies to help me stay on track.
Yeah. All right. Well, you are always welcome here. So one of the things that we've been talking about was just like this deeper question about when you look in the mirror, what do you see? And oh, by the way, is it fluctuating from day to day? And I was just sharing how sometimes we can get the mindset. I've caught myself in this mindset where if I've done really well on the plan the day before and I look in the mirror the next day, I'm like, oh, I'm making progress. Everything looks good. But if I do something that wasn't on plan like the day before, there's a mindset that comes in like, you're fat, you look horrible. And so really what we've done the day before influences what we see in the mirror. And the reality is that we will create a mirage about ourselves. And the truth is that you can't gain 20 pounds overnight. So, but at the same time, we do know that there are some measures of truth in our lives. I mean, we can tell by our pants, just like Amanda, you're saying, okay, my pants are tight. That's a true indicator that it's time to get on plan. You could also put on your pants and they feel no different than they did the day before. That also is a true indicator of what's going on. Now, we know that when we get off plan and we continue to do that and we're consistently doing that, the truth is going to come up. If we are staying on plan, where the truth is going to reveal itself. You're going to feel your pants starting to get looser. You're going to see things change on the scales. So it's really just a reality check that I'm encouraging you to do when you look in the mirror. So this morning, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Like, I'm still in the same pants that I've been wearing since I dropped all the weight. I haven't expanded in those pants. I can still wear those pants. So I'm not accepting the thought that I'm getting fatter. I'm not accepting that. That's not true about what's happening here. And whether it's ourselves we're having that dialogue with ourselves and we're being self-critical, or that's an inner critic, it doesn't matter who it is. The truth is the truth. And we have actual measures of that truth. So I want to open it up for just a moment to see if anybody has any thoughts or comments about that.
Well, Angie, this is Irma. I thought about it, and it's not when I don't really look in the mirror, but I do know I let the scale dictate. So if I get on the scale, like this morning, I got on the scale and I was down.
Mhm.
I am going to continue to eat better, right? Because it's like, even though I'm going to be with friends, I'm going to make better choices because I like the number on the scale.
Yeah.
So that's been my kind of mindset. But yeah, I mean, like I said yesterday, I don't see a difference. A lot more people see differences in me than I see in myself. So
Mhm.
I got to just work on that part.
Yeah. I mean, if we think about the scale, it's a tool that we use, and
Mhm.
it can, it can fluctuate a little bit here and there. We could go to the opposite end of thinking, like, oh my God, I've got to, I'm failing, right? If we see a little fluctuation, maybe there's a little water that you have, but you really haven't changed in size. So
True.
we just have to keep that in perspective. And yes, it can definitely be a tool that just gives you more fuel. It gives you more, yes, I like what I'm seeing here, and so I'm going to keep going. So it can definitely be a motivator, and we just have to be careful that it doesn't also become, a plan wrecker. for
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, you all know this because you've been on this journey, but as we get further on into the cycles, I say wean off, looking at the scale towards it. Because when we start introducing new foods, it does cause fluctuations because it's a chemical reaction and our bodies are, just trying to get adjusted to that. And sometimes you might see a couple of extra pounds, even if, there's nothing detrimental that you've really done. Anybody
Well,
else? Yeah, go ahead.
so Angie, to that point, one of the reasons I don't get on every day, but one of the reasons I do get on when I eat something, like yesterday I had andouille sausage, right? Because we can have I'm further along in the plan than the rest of the group. However, when I introduce something new, I want to see the effects
Mm-hmm.
of it. And even though that sausage tastes really, really good, it's got too much sodium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the only way to know that for me is to, kind of track when I make changes to the food to see how it affects me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely an experiment, and it's going to have different effects on different people. So, okay, anybody else have thoughts about what we're talking about here? Lydia's looking good. Lydia.
Just all ready to go run some errands.
All right. Well, so Irma, I'm gonna segue. I'll take your little like you introducing new things and you find out how it impacts you. Well, I want to bring up allergies because and specifically environmental allergies and cross-reactive foods. And the reason why I'm reminded of this is because I'm going through it right now. In the spring, there are certain things that are active. We are having, there are pollens and different things in the environment that you might not experience any backlash at different points of the year, but we are coming right into spring. Winter has been, honestly, the winter has been more of a gentle winter. We've had more warmth. So usually, what we find is that trees tend to bud a little bit earlier. And so we've got tree pollen that's wanting to show up in the atmosphere. And then also we know spring is known for a lot of moisture. So any foods that have mold spores in them tend to pipe up right now. And so I want to just share, we actually have this in our Facebook group under our files and guides. We've got this. And so I'm going to challenge you to take a look at this on your own, but let's just see what some culprits are, some things to be mindful of. You're going to know that you're having cross reactivity because of the way that you feel. So like my normal go-to, apples. Well, I've been eating apples, and guess what? My nose has stopped up. So I know that the cross reactivity is happening in the environment. So we've got trees. So we've got really pretty much the fruits. These fruits, plums, pears, peaches, cherries, apricots, apples are cross-reactive right now. We've got kiwi. Is anybody like doing kiwi? We don't really have kiwi on our list, but I'm thinking, when was the last time that I had kiwi? But it's cross-reactive right now. So when we also look at our vegetables right now with birch trees, we've got, well, we're not doing carrots right now because it has one of the highest sugar contents of all the vegetables. We've got celery, which I ate a ton of celery this weekend and I knew it. I was like, oh, something's going on. We've got parsley. So also peanuts right now, anything that has, the peanuts, we've got soybeans, we've got almonds and hazelnuts. So those are all cross-reactive foods right now. So I'm curious, has anybody been eating those? And if you have are you having cross-reactivity? Are you having like the stopped up nose or the rhinitis, the runny nose, or just a little bit of the little tickle in the back of your throat? Anybody having that right now? Catherine is a no. Lydia,
I'm with you on the apples.
yeah.
So I was like, I need to find me some berries for a bit.
Yeah, this is a perfect time to switch that out. And this is really just smart eating. When we're trying to take care of ourselves, it's not just dropping pounds, but it's also eating the foods that are going to fuel us. So as much as I enjoy the apples and they're very filling, I've got to find something else. So let me see. I don't have this list up, but right now, mold spores. Let me see if I can pull up a list real quick. Cross-reactive foods, mold. Okay. So mold cross reactions, cheese. So if you're having cheese, anything that is dairy related, peanuts, or that's a double whammy. We've got, so alcohol is very cross reactive. We've got anything that's fermented, pickled and smoked meats. So some of those sausages that we're talking about, this can be that can cause you to have cross reactivity. Canned tomatoes, so any of the salsas right now, anything that tomatoes are like, they're like the king of cross reactivity because tomatoes are typically loaded with all kinds of mold spores. So is anybody noticing anything? Anybody feeling that with tomatoes? Yeah, it's not going to be for everybody, but you know, if you've got that allergy because you feel it in your body, your energy gets low, your nose might be a little bit runny, you get a little bit of a sore throat. I noticed that like I was having a little bit of sinus drainage and a little bit of a sore throat after the Super Bowl weekend. And yeah, it was like, okay, everything's active right now. It's actually active earlier this year than, it normally doesn't hit us until March, but it's definitely in the air. Okay, so that was just an FYI. I wanted you to have some information. Anybody have any thoughts, comments about cross reactivity? Catherine.
Okay. Yes. Sorry. We've talked about this, many times. And I think for me, I guess maybe I'm going to be glad to say that I don't feel like I have a lot of food induced allergies, but I will say, and I know what you're talking about, how you feel, because I will say, I guess mine must be more just the environmental. Because when I was in New Mexico, I was miserable. All the sinuses, because the climate there is so different. But I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm like, yeah, that's what was happening to me, but it wasn't from the food. It was. But I appreciate having that experience, because if at some point I eat a food that causes that, then I'll definitely know what it is. You know what I mean? Because my sinuses, I was blowing and blowing and blowing all, the entire time I was there. So anyway, I just don't feel like I've experienced that with food so far. Anyway.
Yeah. And some of us, it is, there are hundreds of varieties of allergies. And there are some, we definitely cannot control the environment when we've got mold that's active or when we've got dust. I'm allergic to dust. And when we moved into our new house, it is like dust central. I can clean the floor, and the way that the light comes in, the very next day, the light will come in and you just see a new layer of dust. And so since I've been there, I've had to, I have really just had to, bear through it. You don't ever really get used to that. So, hey, I did want to share with you some other mold allergy foods. So it's not just cheese, but it's mushrooms, vinegar and foods containing vinegar, such as salad dressing, ketchup, and pickles. Some meat and fish. It's interesting that's trigger. Sour cream, sour milk, buttermilk, breads, and yeast. So this is a big one for me. I can, if I eat anything with yeast in it, my hands immediately swell up, my rings cut off my circulation, my feet swell up. It's crazy. Jellies, let's see, soy sauce, hot dogs, sausages, also leftovers that are more than 3 or 4 days old. All right, so Catherine, you got to jump off. Okay. Yeah, we're about ready to jump off. So just asking you to be mindful as you're eating things. See if you notice, even after you've eaten 30 minutes, how are you feeling? That's an indicator also that there may be, that you're having some kind of cross-reactive reaction. Lydia.
I was just gonna say on those, on the real, with the leftovers is, the reason with that is that the histamines continue to build in those foods as
Yeah.
they sit in the refrigerator. So if you have allergies, or, if you're like me, I can't be eating those 3 to 4 days later. Sometimes it's even, I can't even eat the next day leftovers. So, you just get to learn what's your triggers.
Yeah. And there's a difference. So, I mean, even in the temperature of your refrigerator, how quickly that can change. Like here at the building, we have a cooler that you can put stuff in there. I mean, and it's not to freezing, but it's super cool and there's no light that goes into it. Foods last a lot longer in this cooler compared to my refrigerator at home. So the temperature of your refrigerator can be a culprit in,
Yeah, the one I have, my business refrigerator, which is an old refrigerator, it keeps things a lot cooler than the refrigerator that's here in my apartment. So,
Yeah.
especially fruit. So a lot of times I'll put our fruit and stuff in my refrigerator so it stays longer.
right. Okay, well, so now that we've got the, hey, be aware memo, anybody have anything before we jump off? Amanda, do you need anything in terms of getting back started, or you know what to do?
I know what to do, so I'll take a look at whatever Cart sends over and
Okay,
just kind of join you guys where you are.
okay. Yeah, it's just like fat free, so it's still the period where we can drop pounds fairly
Okay.
easy. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. All right, ladies. Well, I'm going to let you go for today, and we will be back at it tomorrow. I think Catherine is leading tomorrow. All right.
All
Bye,
right.
ladies.
Bye.
Hey, Amanda,
Yeah.
did I tell you that we have an accepted offer on the building?
No.
Whoop,
So,
whoop.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, last night it came through. So we are officially, so we have to, the date that our last day in this building is June 15th.
June 15th. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Woohoo.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
So we'll have to do some planning around that.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right. So this Thursday, so I have those broker presentations on Wednesday and Thursday this week. And so I
Yeah,
was
hold
waiting
on, let me
for
stop
the,
sharing. Let me stop recording.